going on with my coffee? I don't know. Something
Tastes
different.
better or worse?
I don't know. It tastes different.
Well, maybe I made it this morning. Jill came in like 30 seconds before the show. I got worried.
For the record, I don't have like a standing rule that
coffee.
People have to make my coffee.
I understand.
I'm very confident.
I don't either. But
it's implied.
It's implied.
I don't
it's an
either.
Implied
but
contract.
they, Jill or Lindsay usually make our coffees.
I don't know why.
Morning,
I don't know,
nice
and I
of them.
appreciate it. It's
I do
super
too.
nice. But
Very
I'm not
nice.
like I don't roll like that.
I agree.
I'm like I don't walk in the office like Eva, where's my coffee? Right? That's not my style.
Totally agree.
I am
become
very
a
confident.
tradition,
dude. I make my own cappuccino in the office. I'm like a barista. I could bust out a freaking cappuccino. You come in my office.
Well, let's
wait. Give me one of your world famous.
Let's back up a little bit. It makes it sound like there's like a machine. Oh, there I am.
There
is
is
the
a
Lockpot
machine.
intern.
Thank you.
As the coffee maker. Thank you, John.
Will you make me? I have staff on Monday. Will you make me a cappuccino?
I will.
So that implies like there's
I've
this
done
like
this
fancy
before.
machine. It's like
wait.
It's like the automatic
It's a pod
Keurig.
machine.
Yes.
It's
a pod machine.
But it takes skill. It is.
You have to put the milk
I'll be
in
the
after
judge
the
of that.
coffee.
What do you do? Like, you don't know. I just hand you a bunch of pods. You're going to be like, what the hell do I do?
You don't know what order it's
Do you
in.
know?
No.
Tell me how that works.
I assume that the milk would go in last.
You're assuming wrong already. See, you fucked up the whole thing already. Like, right? Don't ever make my
I'd
cappuccino.
make a terrible cappuccino.
It's like the milk goes in first. So that when you put the coffee in after, you put the espresso shots in, it goes right to the bottom.
Wow.
And then
So
all
is it
you see
froth?
on
All
the
this
top
stuff
is the
that-
froth.
That's what you want.
Yeah. So like when I hand you the cup, you would see like a little bit of like the brown stuff on top, and then underneath it's just like a bam, it's like a jolt of espresso.
Well, I want to make
Nespresso. What coffee?
No,
maker?
it's old school. It was
Nice.
Starbucks. I know everybody's super interested in this, by the way. I got
because I made coffee this morning.
dude. I was
Thanks,
spending.
Jill, for
I was
being late.
I'll bring
I
you
was-
a ribbon next week.
I was spending like $100 a month at Starbucks on lattes.
$4 a cup.
At
right?
least $100 a month, and the staff in my office decided let's do something for the mayor, and they got me one of those, and it saved me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So much so that they discontinued the Starbucks shots. Now I have to get some generic shots
Now
to keep it going.
They're
ruined
like,
them.
we need to get him back to the store.
Yeah.
Hey,
I see you got the tie-dye on.
Yes, sir. It is.
Any
Dead-
reason for that
Dead
today?
weekend starts today. Hello. That's
Good
Siri.
morning.
Hey,
Hello,
Siri.
Siri.
I was like, what
Wow,
is
yeah,
that?
she said too. She was like,
Uh-huh.
Dead
she's in it.
weekend
I'm
is.
like, Dead weekend is
Is she
this
part?
weekend.
Is she one of the tickets?
Right, Siri? You going to the Dead show tonight, Siri?
Nothing.
Siri's our guest today.
Crickets.
She's shy.
Good
But yeah,
morning,
Dead
Siri.
weekend is tonight. And all right, it's all right, Siri. Go away. It's Friday at Dead show. So you guys remember my system.
Yeah, only the true
Heavyweights.
blue.
These are the
Heavyweight.
starters.
This is the heavyweight. now.
Deadheads get to go.
It's
down.
it's like when we go to French Lick. Put it in perspective. When we go to French Lick, Thursday is always the big party day. Mm-hmm. Dead show Friday.
All right.
Yeah. So if you see me today, I'm wearing this shirt. And I'm easy. Well, I won't be easy to spot.
No, I
it's
think
like
other people
camouflage.
may have something similar.
This in a Dead show, you wouldn't even see me if I wear this. If I'm wearing anything
Everybody
else, you
blends
can see.
in.
Yeah, dude, it's like camo. I'm
if
like
I-
part of the masses.
So if I'm wearing this shirt,
Yeah, just stick out like a sore thumb.
That's so funny.
That's like Todd Young would go in a full suit, right?
I should have wore a shirt and tie.
Where
today.
in here is Todd Young? Oh, maybe he's that guy with the full suit on, right?
I don't think you'd be caught dead at a Dead show.
That's good. He's not cool.
Well,
with that.
have fun this weekend. At
Thanks.
least you get a little break because this week was crazy for you.
Yeah, my campaign staff sucks, Jill.
Oh my God.
Are you including me in that? Because I don't think I'm.
Check this out. So this is my day yesterday. Okay, Connorsville. Now this is not a close drive, right? Connorsville is 3.5 hours right now. All right, and we ran into traffic on the way home, and it was a one hitter.
Now let's wait. a
Bad
minute.
choice
Hold
of
on.
words on dead day. It was a solo stop.
Let's
right?
back up there. So this was scheduled actually as part of a Indianapolis road trip that included several spots, but unfortunately the mayor came down with COVID and was sweating like a banshee at one morning and
This is
came
true.
home.
This
And
is
they
true.
said, "Oh my gosh, we'll cancel the event tonight, but we'll reschedule it because we really want Mayor Tom." And Tom was like, "Okay."
That was nice of him.
It was nice, right?
know.
I know it was a long trip.
It was.
Fayette County is
It
not
was-
necessarily a big county, but it's nice to go there.
No, Fayette County is not a big county, and it was a nice turnout, and it was a nice event. It went 2 hours solid. And Smitty has the bad end of the deal. He's the one that was driving.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as long as our road trip when we did the Richmond. You, me, and Smitty did Richmond, and then we did the college stop and back. That was a bad day.
That was long.
We did Zionsville to Richmond and back in one day. That was a bad one.
At least we got 2 stops.
But I was analyzing my worst drives since I started campaigning and I have the longest one, and it was me driving that day. It wasn't like the team.
Oh, yeah.
This was wake up at 6 a.m, drive to Terre Haute, 3-hour drive, and then do an event there, and then drive to Evansville, 3-hour drive, do an event there, and then drive to Indianapolis, and then I had to entertain at a dinner that night. It's like, by the way, after you drive back and forth across the state, you got to go to dinner and be super goddamn charming. Okay, that's being
campaign
/ campaign manager.
Yeah, statewide campaign. 101. A lot of driving.
Yeah, I think it's 301.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? You're right.
It's an advanced level course.
You're in like a grad level now.
It's 600 level.
I would agree with
I'm
that.
in an advanced course right now.
All right, campaigning 601.
But yeah, it was a great stop though. I'm not complaining.
It was part of the town hall tour?
Yeah, part of the town hall tour. We've done 20 of them at least.
Let me guess. No Republicans showed up again.
No Republicans showed up. Libertarian is there. James, my opponent. Technically, yeah, I mean, he is my opponent.
Sure.
In November. Okay. And then he attacked me yesterday.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what?
Fired it up.
First off, he attacked me on social media last week.
What?
Because one of my colleagues sent it to me and said, what's up with this dude? You know, and I'm like, yeah, don't worry about him. Right.
Right.
He attacked me. He said something crappy about me being mayor. And then he like tries to get me going. He calls me a politician and all that all the time. It's like, whatever, dude. There's nothing. You know what's worse than a politician? Somebody that wants badly to be a politician and can't, right? This guy busts his ass to be a politician. He wants to call himself a politician, but he can't. And I'm not throwing stones. I guess I am sort of throwing stones. So he like said something about the fuck Biden sign and how like I'm a tyrant mayor because I won't let people hang that on a flag, and yet you go on Lockpod. He talked about us. And
Lockpod in the news.
And he held up
Lockpod in Connorsville.
And he talked about one of my signs that said all Hoosier, no bullshit. And he's like, this guy is super vulgar, and yet he won't let somebody hang a flag that says fuck Biden on it.
Well, in your defense, up by me, there's someone who lives on Calumet Avenue who has a sign in his front yard that says Biden is a dumbass.
Right.
And that's still up there because it's
that's
by a
on
park.
That's on Calumet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This was by a park. And by the way,
it doesn't say fuck Biden.
The F Biden sign said
dumb ass is one thing. F Biden is another.
Well, and it was all 4 letters. It was just there was no like in your no bullshit sign.
It was the full.
The I is like a icon. It's a state.
Which state would that be?
Indiana.
I was waiting for you to say that.
It's the icon of the state of Indiana. Well, I just
assumed. I like
we used California. It was a bad choice. We should.
Yeah, we got to get that New Jersey off of.
Yeah. Isn't he running for Indiana? Yeah. Then why did you use California? It just fit better on the eye.
It looks more like an eye.
Makes no goddamn sense at all. That would be funny as hell. They're like confused, like, he used California? Like, what?
We just use random states. Like this week, it's Kansas.
It just looked a lot more like an I than Indiana did. That's why we used it. Not a lot of thought put into that.
No. All right. Well, anyway, I'm glad you withstood the libertarian
attack. I gave it back, and then I said something. Yeah. Anyway, nobody wants to hear the
What are libertarians I guess, like? What's their thing? What do they stand for?
No government.
Oh.
No government at all. Like, government is out of your... and quite frankly, there's a lot of things that James says that I agree with. All right? And there's some stuff that he says that I think is batshit crazy. And like, one of the things, let's be honest, about a libertarian, one of the challenges to a libertarian ever getting elected to anything is, first off, you have no allies. I'm even talking in the general public. There's not very many Americans that identify themselves as that third party. And then let's say something happened, and like when I hear him in particular talking about, this is my plan on this is what I'm going to do on this, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this. It's like, dude,
how are you going to get that through the legislature?
Like, at least if I get elected senator, I'll have 49 friends. Right now, I'd have 49 friends that want to help me and assist me and aid me. And Todd Young could say the same thing. But if a third party got in there, you're freaking alone, dude. There's not one person in the U.S. Senate that identifies with you or wants to help you with anything. Like,
and the two parties are pissed you got elected.
Right. And they're aiming to elect you again, so they don't want to let you get anything, right? So, quite frankly, I sort of find it funny when I hear that. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not. So I usually, quite frankly, I'm nice to him the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm just
kind of where you're like, what do you do?
When he attacked me, I'm like, dude, we've been on like 20 of these, and that's the first time anybody said anything negative about somebody else.
You're going to wait for my 3.5 hour drive so I can really get aggravated.
7 hours, and this guy's
At least he brought up Lockpod. Hello, welcome, good morning, Connorsville, for all the new listeners.
Connorsville, yeah, we did. It was a nice event last night.
Well, good.
So.
Welcome back. I'm glad you made it.
It was, and by the way, Smitty's the man. Like, that was
driver.
a rough drive. That was a rough
Former
drive.
semi-truck driver.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
He doesn't mind the open
When
road.
it's a long haul, I always go to Smitty first. He's
Not bad.
And plus, his resting average is like 80 miles an hour. He is a fast driver.
That'll get you through.
Oh, yeah.
3.5 hours, you make up a little bit of time.
And when I'm on a 7-hour drive, I want the fastest driver I can get. Get me there safely and fast as hell. So Smitty's first string in that regard.
You want to do some ads? You want to talk about your run-in with an ice cream cone, or how do you want to work this?
A lot of people didn't like that picture. I thought it was funny.
What?
Yeah,
I
man.
thought it went viral.
It went viral. I got a lot of people giving me
Did
shit
it
about
go
it.
viral for the right reason?
It went viral for the wrong reason.
Wait a second. We gotta talk about this.
All right,
Okay.
ads first or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
All right. Yeah.
do
When
some
we
ads.
come
Let's do it.
back
We'll
after
do
the
it.
ads, we're going to talk
people
about
are
Tom's
just-
controversial picture with an ice cream cone. Here we go.
That could be taken a lot of ways.
Society is hell, man.
I got fucked.
Gay Pride Month.
I got
Tom's been-
funky with an ice cream cone. Took a picture of it.
I mean, it wasn't
People-
like you were licking it or anything.
I just
Unbelievable. I
smeared
can't-
it all over my body.
I can't
All
wait
right.
to hear this.
All right.
Yeah, dude. What?
This
Like,
is news to me. I did not know this.
one of the things people don't want elected officials that have a personality.
Have a little fun.
I have a personality.
You
I'm
do.
not. So like,
No one's ever
No
said.
one-
No one's ever accused
yeah.
you of not having
Indiana-
a personality.
right?
You will never be bored if you elect Tom. Let's just put it that way.
That's a
okay?
good campaign
That is a
slogan.
great
It's true.
slogan.
I will
Gonna be
keep
the
you.
next T-shirt.
I
You
will-
will never be
chose-
bored.
On both sides. I'll
Right.
piss everybody off.
That's right.
You're bored now with Young. There's no doubt about it.
Because he's
so
boring.
sleepy. So sleepy.
God, I'm
Yeah.
going to sleep just hearing his voice. Like I nod off.
You're gonna fall asleep on the debate
Last
stage.
night I was having trouble. Like when I got home, I was super wired, and I was like, "Hey, I just put Todd Young on YouTube." I was asleep in like 5 minutes. It was great. He's so like soothing. His voice is so boring.
It's not really soothing, but
It's
it is
boring
it is
and
boring.
soothing, and it just like triggers that sleep emotion. I just fall right asleep.
Tom
I think
listens to Todd Young to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Well, he says he thinks about him before he goes to bed. Thinks about him in the morning.
I
thinks
do.
about him.
I do think about that guy.
Well,
a
I'll
lot.
let you lead off
I'm focused.
our ads
Like
because
I-
we're
It is the Stoner holiday this weekend in
Yes.
Chicagoland area. Only on the Illinois side, of course, because people in Indiana would never ever go to Mission Marijuana. Never would they
No.
take it back to the Hoosier Heartland, because if they did so, they would be arrested and thrown in prison. So this is for
Common
those
criminal.
people that want to cross the border into Illinois and they want to celebrate the Dead and Company being here and then consume everything on the Illinois side of the border and then have an Uber or somebody that's sober drive you home. This is for you. This is your commercial.
all right. Here we go.
Mission Marijuana. Are you looking for the closest cannabis dispensary to Northwest Indiana? Question mark. Searching for the best prices and unbeatable customer service? Question mark.
How about add this in? Searching for a place to stop for cannabis on your way to the Dead show this weekend?
Question mark. Then look no further. How about this? Looking for Mike Tyson?
Today.
Looking to take a picture
that's
with
right.
him today?
Today.
Question mark.
Which one?
Which Mike Tyson?
No. Which dispensary?
I was like,
Calumet
there's only
City.
one Mike
There's
Tyson.
more than
yeah.
one.
The one that beat up the guy on the airplane.
Is he
That's the
bringing his
one.
That's the
pigeons?
one.
Yeah.
He raises pigeons.
I don't know if he's bringing him. That'd be weird.
So which dispensary will he be at?
You're like-
I
It's
should
kinda
say
weird
which
that he's at
mission
a dispensary,
will he be
isn't
at.
it?
He will be at the Mission Dispensary today in Calumet City, across the street from the
What?
River Oaks Mall on Torrance Avenue. That's right. Mike Tyson. When? Not positive, but he's going to be there today. I would look it up
Look
if
it
you're
up.
interested. Yeah. If you're
Question
going to buy,
mark?
if you're going to buy cannabis today anyway or any time in the next few days, why wouldn't you want to meet Iron Mike?
You know
Question
he's
mark.
going to the Dead show. Why else would he be here? Come on.
That would be.
That would be awesome. Like a picture with Iron Mike at the dispensary and then later at the Dead show.
Gabe, hook me up, man. We're
Where's-
buds.
Where's our bud Gabe?
He's launching a cannabis brand. That's
Oh.
why he's
Now
making
it
his
makes
rounds.
sense.
But why would he? Why is he? He must be with Mission then. That's very cool.
Yeah,
All right.
or they're selling it.
If I
you know.
see him, I'll invite him to the Dead Show.
In a world where mosquitoes, you can do the mosquito noise this time. In a world
That
where
was a good one
mosquitoes,
last
thank
time.
you.
Yeah.
In a world where mosquitoes are a blood-sucking menace, where mosquitoes attack relentlessly, and mosquitoes have almost drained the human race of its entire blood supply.
That's crazy.
We look to one person to save us.
Who?
The bug guy.
Whoa!
The bug guy is an unstoppable bug-killing force. The bug guy is restoring law and order to backyards, parks, outdoor weddings, and concerts this summer. Call today and tell the pest he's on the way. Call 219-810-7481 or visit thebuggguynwi.com for more information.
Ron J. Prestomer. Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses all around Chicagoland and Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Injured or in trouble with the law? Worried about what you might do this weekend? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call. Schedule your consultation today with someone who's in court and at the jail every day by calling John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4
LAW.
Or visit our website.
I mean, that's how you spell it, right?
Better call Cantrell.
4529.
All right.
Challenger Learning Center. Teachers, educators, parents. Registration is now open to book your Challenger Learning Center field trip for the 2022-23 school year. From simulated space missions to rocket labs, planetarium shows, and more. For program and pricing information, visit clcnwi.com or call 219-989-3250. By the way, I was talking to Dodie, I believe she's the president of the Challenger Learning Center board. If she's not the president, she's
very involved,
very influential, very involved in helping this not-for-profit, the Challenger Learning Center, raise money. And that fundraiser they had the other day did very well.
Yeah, I think they said on the show. I thought they said on the show. Phil did when he was in. He said almost $60,000.
Yeah, that's
she said over 60.
Over 60
in
okay.
the comments.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's outstanding.
Congratulations to Dodie and to Lara and to the staff there.
I know Phil does a lot there too. It's
phenomenal.
Great. Yeah.
Hey, I found it.
Do
Mission Marijuana today at noon. Mike Tyson.
Which one?
Iron.
Calumet City, Torrance Avenue.
Yeah.
Go over there, protect your ears.
Wow.
So, Tom, when you go up there to get your stuff for tonight's Grateful show, go
on
at
your
noon.
way.
Mike
I'm
Tyson.
just trying to guess how I could leave it on that side of the border and then retrieve it when I head
Leave
back.
it with Mike. Just say you'll meet him at the show.
That's interesting.
Leave it next door at Starbucks with
I'll
the
tell you what.
barista.
You should
Say,
bury
I'll be
it.
back at 5.
Bring
Put
it
it in-
back, bury it.
Yes, bury it.
Along the highway.
Yeah.
Along Torrance Avenue somewhere.
Because then it will just stop. I'll get out my shovel. I'll
Absolutely.
dig it out. See, these are things I will do in order to avoid,
Sure, do
violating
anything.
the law.
Yeah,
ridiculous arrest.
I don't want to break the law because
No.
I don't roll like that.
Nope.
Of course.
All right, let's talk about Tom and an ice cream cone.
Yeah, what I did with that ice cream cone.
Well, first of all, let's before we get to that, I want you to at least talk a little bit about
cover
the
the kids' ears, ladies and gentlemen.
I want you to talk a little bit about the event because it was actually a pretty cool event. It was
very cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
And I want you to explain why the opening of I don't want to call it a chain, I guess, but a national chain restaurant in Hammond is a big deal.
They have 869 stores. Oh, no, this is 873 stores. All started in Wisconsin. Culver's. It's Culver's food. I don't want to call it fast food, but I guess it is. But
ice cream, custard, whatever.
It's great custard, great burgers, great food.
Cheese curds.
Oh yeah, they do have the cheese
curds.
curds on the menu.
Yeah,
Had some of those
butter
last
burgers.
night.
And it's a Wisconsin company. You know the cheese curds are going to kick, and they do, from what I understand.
But it was cool, right? Mr. Culver was there himself.
Yeah, Craig,
Gave kind of
the guy in the commercials.
Yeah, gave you
was
a little
there.
background.
He
on
There
the
he
family
is.
biz.
honestly, I've been to a lot of ribbon cutting. And that's Mr. Terpstra, who's the owner of this particular franchise. He owns a lot of
6 of them, I think he said.
Yeah, in
he was great
the
too.
region. But yeah, I really liked both those gentlemen a lot. Mr. Terpstra knows my dad very well, and then his son is a practicing attorney.
John Ryan.
Right.
Yeah, John Ryan Terpstra.
And then Mr. Culver is famous. He's on the commercials.
And there he was.
And he's named, the chain is named after him. I think he said his father or his grandfather started it.
Mom and dad, I think.
Right. And just great guy. Flew out to Hammond. Store number 869 is in the books. And Patrick had already ordered a lot of food from there. I think Patrick had been there 3 times before we cut the ribbon.
I think one of the things about it, right? I mean, because obviously you're busy doing a lot of things, and there's a lot of places that open up in the city. And I thought your comments about why Culver's like this is important because of like the history of you trying to get places to Hammond that now become a little bit easier. You want to talk about that a little bit?
It's interesting, especially in this location. First off, when people first open in Hammond, when businesses do, they're always nervous. Like, we don't know if it was worth the investment.
Like
we
the
don't know
Buffalo
if
Wild Wings, you even said.
Go back to even before I was mayor, when we opened our first Walmart in Hammond. They said, we don't know if this is going to make it. We don't know if Hammond could support a Walmart. This is back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Okay. They opened it, and within 5 years, it was per capita the best, per square foot, the best performing store in America. So Hammond, that's the thing about Hammond. Hammond residents, if they buy into your business, they will keep it alive. They will keep it afloat. By the way, I've also seen businesses go out of business because Hammond residents collectively said, screw this place. Mm-hmm. We're not going there. I've seen it, and we've seen it.
Absolutely.
All of us have, where Hammond residents will band together and say, forget this place also. So,
whereas like a Starbucks came in, like BW3s, like you said,
Starbucks
Starbucks was so resistant to come to town,
dude.
And then they're like, we should have been here 5 years ago.
Starbucks has a line like down the block. It's so ridiculous.
Both of them.
I don't even go to them. If I do, I order before so I can just pull in and get my coffee and leave. You have to. I don't have time to sit 25 minutes in line anymore. I guess I used to. I just don't anymore. So, but Culver and BW3s in the same. So Starbucks in the same area, BW3s in the same area. Chains was what I'm talking about. There's a lot of other businesses and restaurants in this area, but I know for a fact the BW3s that opened in this general area is one of the best performing BW3s in the country as well. So I told Mr. Culver, you're going to talk to me within a couple of years, and you're going to tell me this is one of your best stores in your entire chain. And I'm positive it will be. 250,000 cars a day past this location. 250,000. And there's a Cabela's there. There's a Super Walmart there. There's an ER there. People that are just doing ordinary business at these stores will stop by as well. So between the highway and all the businesses that go there, there's no way this Culver is going to print money. It'll be one of their top performers.
I thought Mr. Terpster's story was great. He said the reason he found this location was because he was shopping at Cabela's and saw this empty, muddy lot.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I called the phone number, and next thing I knew, I was going to build on it.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Congrats. And well, by the way, so then after this little celebration and the ribbon cutting, Mayor Tom ran into the Culver's mascot.
The controversial picture.
The controversy.
It's going to end Tom's campaign.
Why don't you go ahead and explain this?
I don't know. It's got to start with a C, though.
Yeah.
No.
What's the
I
name
forgot
of
the
the
name. They said it at the
Starts
at the
with
place.
a C, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it does. It's like Tasty or something.
I
All right,
good name.
Tom, how could this photo be controversial?
I don't know. I was just being funny. I put my right leg up in the air like I was like
on a date.
You see like the old time pictures where
right,
the woman is kissing the sailor or something, and her leg is up in the air.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was
exactly
doing.
what I thought.
And I was like, how cool. Tasty and I could get together. I'll act like
I noticed you put your finger right on the edge of his cone, by the way.
It was an intimate picture. It was an intimate picture between Tasty and myself. And
yeah.
But so yeah, I took shit for that. People were sending me pictures of me, and and they had like things that Mr. Terpstra, who's in the background of the picture, was saying to himself, and it was just generally not well received. Which goes back to my point that you always hear people say, I want an elected official I could drink a beer with, and then you see a picture of that elected official drinking a beer, and you're like, he's an alcoholic! Oh my God, this elected official's drinking a beer. It's like, come on, people, chill the fuck out, man, for real, right? It's like, take it easy. I'm taking a funny picture with Tasty, Culver, the ice cream mascot, and I was trying to be funny about it. So
yeah, I don't know if it's Tasty, by the way. I was just guessing.
It's a good name.
The good thing is,
let's run with it.
Chad is saying I love that picture of the mayor with Scoopy.
It was not Scoopy.
I don't think that's Scoopy either.
Scoopy's a solid name too.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Tasty.
I think
Tasty or Scoopy,
one of the two.
Anyway, yeah. So people did not like it.
I thought it was funny, by the way.
I thought it was too.
Yeah,
John. Where are you at on this?
I laughed out loud. It's great.
LOL. I LOL'd.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
all right. Yes.
Social media is.
Yeah.
I've ranted on that before. Whatever.
Agree.
Onward.
Onward and upward.
So I had a community meeting this week. Actually, I had two community meetings. I had one in Connersville and I had one in Hammond. And I took
two more than Todd Young did.
That's two more than Todd Young does. Yeah. If the community meeting we had in Hammond, if Todd Young was ahead of that, everybody in that audience would have to write a check for $2,900 to see him.
And then it really wouldn't be a community meeting.
No, then it's just like
it's just a fundraiser,
right? But so we actually, Senator Young, I know you're listening. We had an actual meeting.
We're going to
Senator
get
Young,
into that in a minute.
Where I actually invited people to it. We actually let them ask questions, and some of those questions, Senator Young, were even negative towards us. And I actually,
Not
I know
in Robertsdale.
No, but what I'm saying is Todd Young makes sure if he's going to go in public and people are going to ask him questions, it's a packed audience filled with his cronies so that they ask just nice questions like, Senator Young, tell me about your service in the armed forces. Just stupid shit like that. Instead of an actual meeting where people that actually don't agree with me try to confront me and ask me why, and then I actually respond to them, Senator Young.
The people have questions about what's going on in their community. And you actually have to respond.
And by the way, some of the people in that meeting, Senator Young, they were Republicans, believe it or not, the other party. And I actually invited them to a meeting and conversed with them, Senator Young.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
I thought it was a great meeting.
It was a great meeting. It was, honestly, it didn't even do it justice. This picture doesn't even do it justice.
No, standing room only.
I was in the back corner.
How many people were there, Joe?
Oh,
I'm thinking
200
150 too.
at
I was going to
least
say
200.
150.
I agree. I said 150 plus.
Yeah.
It was easily 100. The back of the room, that was the front, which was the least dense crowded area. When you get further back, it was jam packed with
Standing
people.
room.
SRO.
Yeah, I know.
SRO at the Clipper Room.
And by the way, it's a good development we're talking about, and it is really encouraging that people are buying into the vision, which is more single-family homes in this part of the
new
city.
single-family homes, right?
New.
I mean, you've got
Yeah.
a almost 140-year-old city almost, and it's important to have new housing stock. Keep people
Exactly.
around. So it was really cool.
Yeah, but so that was a hour and a half long meeting, and it was on the books for 6 to 8, and I was just getting burned out. And you could start to feel the tide turn. It's like everybody was super respectful for 90 minutes, and I'm like, we got to call this now, like before people start with the personal insults, because I knew they were coming.
But also,
I could feel
like,
it.
people stopped listening and they started asking the same questions
Over
that
and
had
over
again, right.
already been answered.
Or
Right.
there was like a back and forth between two people that they just kept raising their hand, but
Yeah.
then they weren't even
They were
talking to
arguing
the
with
mayor.
each other.
They were arguing with each other.
Yeah.
Let me raise my hand
It's
and
like,
talk to him.
you guys could do this in the parking lot after, right? Do we all need to be witness?
So funny. So the way this ends, this is actually, I mean, funny but not funny, but it was great. And so you, as the mayor said, starting to get the feeling like it's probably time to wrap up. So the mayor goes, "I'm just going to take two more questions, and then we're going to end it." And the last two questions were like personal attacks on the mayor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could feel the tide turning. I'm like,
Let's wrap it up now.
We
Thank
could
you
do
for
the last half hour of personal insults, or we could just say 90 minutes was great. It was,
Thank God you took that Scoopy picture after this meeting. They would have burned the place down. if that picture was out during this meeting, oh man, it would have been over.
We also found out from chat, and thank you, chat, that they have another mascot named Curtis, which is the cheese curd.
With a D.
come
with
on.
a D.
Curtis.
We
You
did
got
not
the
get
B
it.
team mascot.
We got Scoopy.
what the- Scoopy. It's Scoopy.
Just think if you would have taken a photo with Curtis and Scoopy.
Yeah, Curtis. I like.
Yeah, man. So.
Yeah. All right, let's pound out these ads, and then we got a couple really good topics we want to finish the show with.
Absolutely.
And then I got to start mentally preparing myself for Friday night's Dead.
All right.
That
And
takes
meeting Mike Tyson.
It takes a huge mental effort to do what I'm going to do tonight, so I have to prepare
I
myself.
thought it was a mellow show
I have to prepare myself for the onslaught of
of the music, of
Yeah.
drums, space drums,
space. Yeah,
space.
Hey man,
and
be
drums.
safe.
I will be. It's one of the safest places in Chicago.
I would imagine.
No
like,
doubt about
everyone's
it.
just love.
You
man.
know, society has gone to hell if there's a shooting at the Dead show. If there's a shooting at the Dead show, let's just freaking hang it up. America's
For
finished,
sure.
right?
For sure.
Bunch
Yeah.
of happy stoners like dancing around. I mean, if there's a shooting there, that's a sad state of affairs. So, Misprint.
Knock on wood for that right now.
Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom commercial on-demand printing, sign solutions, and
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Metal business
shit.
cards. And it fell. All right, do it again.
Metal business
So it doesn't
cards.
fall. Let's see if you can... Oh,
Damn.
man.
Whoa.
I'm losing my
Put
touch.
it- It's going back up.
Yeah.
And you're losing your
Rick
place.
Baltonsberger and his team have served the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years. Misprint has 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond. Hey, by the way,
Yes.
Misprint's great. Did you see the
Wow,
shark?
wow,
Yeah.
something got really in his brain. It was
Yeah.
like, I wait before this goes out of my head. I
But
gotta say it.
But I finished with Misprint's great.
Yes, you did.
So they got their money's worth. Let's move
course,
on,
for
right?
sure.
Yes.
Did you see the shark attack in California?
No.
Did not.
What?
Monterey. Surfer. I was thinking about
Did
Matt.
it get out of the...
Surfer took it in the
Aquarium?
leg. No, it was a great white shark attack that was caught on like a Ring camera, and you could see the guy getting munched, and then a couple surfers went out to save him, and they got him airlifted out of there, but got him in the stomach area and the leg, hip,
You
like
need
that
to call
area.
Matt, Kevin.
Yeah.
Dude,
Be careful,
I-
surfers.
That scares the shit out of me,
know.
man. I know. I think about Matt every time. I'm like, and I don't really get scared in the water, but that does scare me, man. The sharks being a surfer.
Yeah,
That's got to be a fear of every
I would
surfer.
think.
Yeah.
I would think
You
about
just got to put it
constantly.
out of your mind and surf.
Yep.
Yeah, catch a wave.
I
Catch
think
a
if
wave.
you surf
Be
to
cool to-
begin with, you're kind of on the edge, right? You're out there.
Really?
I do. I
Why?
mean,
I don't.
You know
think-
what though, John?
I-
In California, it's weird. So many people surf. It's like it'd be like skateboarding around here. Maybe.
but how
You're like,
can you get injured surfing
it
for real?
seems so
Oh,
dangerous.
yeah.
Like you hit the
Tom.
coral or something?
I think you could
Drowned, get
I would
knocked
never drown.
out from the wave. or
Okay,
something?
if I got knocked out by if I hit the bottom and got knocked
Yeah.
out, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I think snowboarding or skiing is way more dangerous than surfing.
Okay.
Yes.
When we on the
I'm
record?
with you on that.
Way more actually, because you could die easily. Snowboarding,
Sure.
people die all the
Many
time.
ski
Water's softer than
Right.
the ground.
And so, like, definitely, though,
Good observation, Kevin.
one thing you can't do on the slopes is get eaten by a shark. So,
True.
Yeah.
right.
That is
See,
true.
now you guys
Grizzly
understand.
bear.
Now you
Mountain lion.
that would be jacked up. I've never seen a wild animal while I was skiing.
Okay.
That was why I interrupted
Skiing
Misprint's
story.
commercial. That topic right there.
They're
Because it
great.
relates so well to printing. Although Rick is a
Hey,
snowboarder.
What
so.
made me think when I was reading through Misprint? Oh my God, I got to talk about shark attacks.
These are questions we'll never know about Tom's
That's
brain.
right. That's right.
Tom started the grateful stuff early.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of, if you have the munchies tonight. Tortillas Nuevo Leon
That would
is
be
the
great.
gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise. Eli.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Chat is wild today. It
Really?
is the Wild West. in
What's
chat,
going on?
It's
Right.
What's
summer
going on
in
in
the
chat?
I
city,
can't
man.
even
I don't think we
say
should
it.
say it.
No.
Really?
It's a little bit of a dumpster fire.
It is.
What?
You know what it's all coming from? Is the F Biden flag. That has spurred a conversation that has turned into like.
That libertarian. Look at the
You're welcome, America.
The Libertarian Party is like thanking you right now.
America, that's coming from me to you, baby. I love chat.
Lockpod, the beacon of truth.
That's right. That's why
Dun,
people
dun,
listen to
dun,
us.
dun, dun,
People that
dun.
want to know what's going on, they listen to Lockpod.
Welcome to
That's a good
Lockpod,
slogan.
the beacon of
The
truth.
beacon
We
of
need
truth.
that. We need that klaxon going, John, with the news flash.
Or we need a new symbol with Lockpod. We like a
Yeah.
A
the
lighthouse?
beacon of
like,
truth.
like a lighthouse, like
Mark
with a
Anderson.
shining
Mark
light
Anderson,
going on.
you've been challenged.
right, like a beacon of truth. People listen to us for the truth.
Well, Roxanne, you're in luck. If you want to hear about the SCOTUS decision, we're about to talk about it.
Don't worry, it's coming. After all these,
Okay.
after,
I thought-
after some of these ads.
By the way,
yeah.
Supreme Court added it today as a decision day too.
Yes, they did. They also, I heard
That's
they
it.
might
It
go
is-
into July.
It's never in Fridays, by the way.
All right, well,
It's
welcome
going-
to the dead weekend.
It's going down today.
All right.
I'm
Really?
It's going down today. They added Friday, John. They don't. If you look at the days that the U.S. Supreme Court releases decisions, it's always on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and it's going back months and months. The same one. They added a special one for today.
So is that you drop it at the end of the week and then you can turn your phone off?
Get the hell out of Dodge.
I thought they
Right?
might do it like on the holiday weekend, so they'd have even an extra day to let it.
Or I would just do it at the end of the term, just be like, later.
Yeah, we're out.
I'm going to the European
I was
Union.
going to say we're off to
for
Europe.
like a month and a half.
We're off to Europe to speak about the Supreme Court in Europe.
Right. Calumet Brewing. Nearly 10 years in the making. Bud Light Next. Our first zero-carb beer is the result of a brewing breakthrough, making the impossible possible. Super crisp and refreshing. Bud Light Next is a light lager with a 4% ABV and is brewed with the highest quality ingredients while containing only 80 calories, 0 grams of sugar, and 0 carbs. Here's to what's next. Head over to calbrew.com for more info. Cheers with beers.
Oh. Welcome to Lockpod,
breaking
the
news.
beacon of truth.
Tom's calling it today. The SCOTUS announcement is coming out.
Thank you, John. Thanks for listening to Lockpod, everybody. The U.S. Supreme Court added a decision day today. Mayor Tom makes a prediction. Today will be the day the Dobbs decision is released.
Breaking news on
Breaking
Lockpod. Mayor Tom has just predicted the SCOTUS decision may come down today. Maybe. On its extra day.
We always have to have Kevin. Kevin's got the great voice for that.
Allegedly.
You have to admit, Kevin, like that family has a voice for
News
broadcasting.
voice.
It does, man. Kevin, you missed your calling, man.
Yeah, here I am on Lockpod.
I know. It's great though. We'll
Thank
take
you.
it. We'll take it.
It's kind of like I just slid into this.
Do you agree with me on
It's
that?
like you had a choice, Kevin.
Yeah, right. Do you agree?
I should have gone into news.
Did you
not
see
law,
that-
not into law.
Did you see that they added today as a decision day?
I did see that. I also heard that they might go all the way to July 1, which is something because they usually end it all in June. So I'd be curious. If it doesn't happen today, my guess is July 1.
What day is the 4th this year?
It's
Monday.
Monday. That's why
Monday?
I'm saying the first is that Friday. They'd get the extra.
Okay.
So it's either,
could
my
be
call
right.
is this Friday or next. Or I'd say maybe this Friday. If not this Friday, next Friday.
Hey, did we ever find out if we put the wrong phone number for
Be
Bernie
totally
on here?
wrong. Can you look up Grazella's concrete,
It'd be
Joe?
if we've been doing the wrong phone number.
He's
The
gonna
worst part of that
That's
is
Steve
if,
Kellogg's fault. He did the read.
but the worst part of
Just
that
tell
would
him
be only
Steve's
one
number.
person noticed it. Don't tell Bernie that.
He finally got a call, and they're like, "This is the wrong number."
From now on, when you call Grazelia's Concrete, say Lockpod sent you, please,
Please do.
because Bernie's a good customer for our.
And he's a good guy.
Bernie's a great guy.
659-4127.
Is that it?
That's what I'm calling.
Oh, that's not what we have. All right. Well, thank you, John.
Holy crap!
Executive Suites 2, also known as Executive Suites Squared, is a first-class executive office environment located on 8094th Kennedy Avenue exit. ES2 offers flexible membership plans that provide the privacy of dedicated, fully furnished offices with 24/7 secured access. For more information on their basic or private office membership packages or to rent one of their state-of-the-art conference rooms, call them at 219-844-2901 or visit them at executivesuites2.com.
Grazzella's Concrete. Grazzella's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region in 2020, 2021, and now 2022. Yes, that's right. Grazzella's Concrete specializes in all concrete projects, and they have been using the original cement finish in the California style since 1972. They also offer stamped and colored concrete. Call now, 219-659-4127. 4127.
It's only been 100 episodes.
4127 to get your project lined up for the summer. Let me tell you something about Grazzella's Concrete. They're excellent. They are excellent. I mean, seriously.
I agree. Bernie has attention to detail those crews.
And they do a great job. Much of my backyard was done with Grazzella's Concrete. I know Grazzella's Concrete did other family members of mine and friends of mine, and they do a top-notch job, and that is not... I'm friends with Bernie, and Bernie happens to be the deputy fire chief, but let me tell you something. His concrete business is top-notch. So,
hey, what was the number you did have?
4147.
What,
659-4147.
All right, I'm going to call that right now,
right,
live on the air. I bet it's like little old...
You must first.
Oh, I got to do the 219 thing.
Oh boy, way to go, John.
Oh no, we want it. This is a good bit.
659. I bet it's like a little
What
old
if
woman
it's
who's
like
been getting
some lady-
calls.
It's Jill's
okay,
house.
hold it. Can I do the talking?
Yes.
That's an old
Okay.
school landline.
Could she
number
hear me
up
if I
in
just
Whiting.
talk regular, John?
No.
Okay, so let's just act like we're calling Grazzella's Concrete.
659-4147.
47.
Okay,
47.
we're
Here
calling
we
for
go.
Grazzella's Concrete, California style. Okay.
Oh,
It's not a number.
Phew.
Thank
Everyone's like,
God.
All right, Bernie, we owe you a season worth of
Everyone's been
free
calling.
ads.
And it's like, da-da-da.
That is sad shit right there.
way to go,
Sorry,
Steve. I'm blaming Steve.
Like, what the hell is going on with our business manager?
Yeah.
That's so bad. Dude.
That should come out of
God.
Steve. That should come out of Steve's paycheck.
That's so
Lock
bad.
Pod, the beacon of truth.
Except when it comes to
Minus
phone
the
numbers.
phone number.
Do
Yeah.
not trust the numbers.
We're
give
really
you.
good, except for
Phone
the
numbers.
details. Details, not so good at. Big picture stuff, very
Oh,
good.
my
Hey, we shot 3 commercials yesterday. Did you know that, Joe?
I did not.
It was fun.
It's really cool. They had a lot of really cool equipment. And
By the
people
way,
and-
we used Kevin's brother's house as the location shoot. So I want to thank Brandon and Stephanie very much for opening their home to us.
You have
And we-
another brother?
Yeah, he's
nice
good.
and quiet.
Yeah.
He keeps out of the limelight. Which
Yeah,
is what
you
he
could-
said yesterday. He's like, I don't even want.
His kids remind me so much of your kids. I could totally see the similarities. If I saw his children, because I was looking at their pictures yesterday, they were hanging on the wall. I'm not some creep walking around. I'm gonna make that clear. But I could totally see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Your family, all the kids in your family have very similar features.
My nephews remind me of my kids when they were little, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So we did 3 commercials yesterday. Are we going to talk about the content or?
I mean, you could general. I mean,
How about
Be a
this?
surprise.
Yes.
You ask any U.S. Senate candidate what the big issues are, I would tell you right off the top of my head. I go to every stop. I hear stuff about inflation, price of gas, of course. I hear stuff about, obviously, the U.S. Supreme Court with the pending Dobbs decision. I hear stuff about, what's going on with the NRA and what's going on with the Second Amendment and the fine balance we must maintain between maintaining public safety and also, protecting our kids and protecting our families when we go to church and go shopping and stuff like that. So, any U.S. Senate candidate. And by the way, also, I would like to make it clear that I offered to debate Todd Young 9 times, and I still haven't heard anything.
Zip.
So we're having some fun with our commercials, and you'll see them coming out pretty soon.
Yeah,
That's a great photo, by the way, Tom. You look really relaxed.
Could you send that one to me?
Yeah.
I
I
like
need
that.
to know. Ask your brother where he got that couch from. That looks super comfortable.
It was comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he's a home builder, so he's got all these
Are you,
little
s-
gadgets and stuff.
are you sitting on a lift? Did they need to lift you?
Yeah, I'm like an old lady driving a big car in this one. They
That's
gave me 2
great.
pillows to sit on. My grandma, from my mom's side, we called her Pinky. She was like 4'10". I'm not even BSing.
She'd need a pillow.
She drove this humongous Monte Carlo, and she did the same thing I was doing there. She put like
phone
3
books back when people used to sit on phone
She would
books.
sit on pillows
Or the Sears
and
catalog.
pop her up. And then
Sears catalog.
my grandma Pinky was like, I remember she used to smoke and drink, and of course she passed away unfortunately way too young. But she was an awesome person. I miss
Lindsay
her.
was in this one.
By the
Yeah.
way, that is a nationally renowned political consultant.
Yeah,
Iconic.
Yeah, there you go, iconic.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, Roy's great.
I was, when he gives, I do. It's like college classes. That's the way I see it. Once a week, we have like a phone meeting every week, and Roy is awesome. When I give answers, Jill, he'll like critique my answers, and his responses are.
And the mayor actually
perfect.
listens.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does
do.
that work out?
He actually listens.
No, you can tell. Like his answers are spot freaking on. It's like, dude, you need to run for office, man. This guy, he knows the issues. Like, and this is his job, is to coach people like me.
He teaches classes, like he was saying yesterday. He taught a class at the University of Chicago on political consulting and like media and political consulting and stuff. He's a genius.
I love him. I think he's great. And so I had him. And how about this, Kevin? You know, you've done quite a few commercials with me.
Sure.
Roy would just tell me to do it over again, and I never complained, right?
Agreed.
Isn't that weird?
I was like, Roy, we're bringing you to every shoot. Because,
He's like, do it
usually,
again.
Like,
do it again. Do it more excited. Less excited. 10% less.
Tom's only comment to me was like, why do you look like I just shit my pants or something? I was like, what? when he was asking me, because I was like, I don't know if I like that one. And Roy says, down 25%. Okay, Roy.
Dude, dare I say
I
it
love
was the
Kevin's, man.
smoothest shoot we've
Kevin's
had
my
with Tom.
fucking bro, man.
It was great.
It was great. I know.
It was
we had
great.
so much to do in
was great.
so little time because we had to get you on the
we
road.
did 3 commercials. And
In
I
about
had to
4
Unbelievable.
hours.
Unbelievable.
3 commercials.
Oh, I would say this. Everybody was focused on making sure that the timeline worked because we had all this equipment in.
It was great.
Roy flew in.
It was
You
great.
had to get out of town.
It was great.
It worked out great.
Way better than the last commercial shoot where everybody was stoned off their ass, right?
Not me.
That was
I was
the
just holding the
worst
room.
shoot I've ever
That was-
been
That
on
was
with
one of the
Tom.
worst.
God. And
When
it was
you
the
le-
same guy. Cody did the same shot.
When you left, we were talking to Cody. He's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot different this time."
it was totally. Yesterday
He's
was
such
totally,
a nice guy.
He's humble, yeah, so he wasn't sure how to say it nicely. We even had a Sven.
Sven was cool.
Sven was fantastic.
You know, those guys were from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had the sound guy, and by the way, so Joe, we were outside for one of the shoots, right? And what you don't realize about the area we live in is there's so much freaking background noise, and you don't have to realize it until you have a sound guy that's like, "Hold on, car passing. Hold on, plane flying overhead." Like we were stopping. We had little windows of like 90 seconds where I had to get the whole commercial.
Well,
in.
that just goes to tell you, by the way, how sensitive the mics are. I mean, like literally, there's a plane at 20,000 feet or whatever it is, 10,000
Yeah.
feet, I guess, and they're like,
Yeah.
hold on.
right.
Dog
Taxi in the midway.
barking. Two
Yeah,
streets
dog barking.
over.
Dog
Yeah.
barking, car pulling out of the driveway. You know, God, thank God nobody was mowing their lawn or something. That would have been over. We would not have been able to do
That
the
happened
shoot.
before you got here.
Really?
Before you got, yeah, we were like, oh man, I hope they get done. So-
I know, right?
Well, anyway, good job. Those, everyone will be able to see those when they get produced.
They're great. I'm looking
but
forward
there's
to them.
some big gun news in
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
gun issue news yesterday.
So, Senator Young, I'm taking a little bit of responsibility and credit for this.
You
by the
should.
way. I know. I've been beating the crap out of Todd Young on the fact that he took $2.9 million from the National Rifle Association. And I said, because Todd Young has taken so much money from the NRA, there's no way that he would ever move forward on any gun legislation. And yesterday he proved me wrong. And I tipped my cap to him and said, thank you, Senator Young. For voting. I'm not thrilled that, and I don't think that the bill that got through the Senate yesterday and it will be approved by the House, I imagine, and it will be signed by the president. I
Pelosi said
imagine.
as early as today, potentially.
I don't think that's going to solve all of our problems, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
I mean, I guess I wonder if it's like the step in the right direction, or is it the last step for like people like Todd Young and people that have been
No.
bought and sold by the NRA? They'd be like, well, I voted for that. No reason to do anything more in gun legislation.
That's true. And
Like, because he can say like on the campaign trail, I voted for gun legislation. See?
he won't say anything about it. I'm surprised he even put a statement out because you guys sent me a statement yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything all day, and you knew he had to think about his responses because what he did yesterday was piss off the Republican base, piss off the NRA. And I respect that. Thank you, Todd. Because honestly, my job when I become senator and I replace you, Senator Young, my job is going to be to represent the state of Indiana and the United States of America. And sometimes I'm going to piss off my party also. So congratulations, Senator Young, for allowing the gun legislation to move forward and voting on it. And I appreciate it. The other senator from Indiana did not do that.
For
Senator
doing
Braun.
something instead of doing nothing,
Right.
which is usually what we're used to everybody doing at the
So
Senate as it relates to guns.
So this new bill does nothing on the age of automatic. You can still buy an automatic weapon at 18, which I think is wrong, personally. You can still buy an automatic weapon, which I think we should debate whether or not that's even
Military-style assault weapons. This is our
military-style assault
problem,
weapon.
yeah.
We need to debate whether or not that should. I mean, that's where I'm sitting. Obviously, Senator Young doesn't see eye to eye with me on that. Also expands red flag laws, which we have in Indiana, which are important. You know, and I've seen the Hammond Police Department use red flag laws many times. One very recently.
Although I would say this, the Indiana red flag law is a little bit murky. Like, it needs to be clarified
this is
so
gonna
that
tighten it up.
prosecutors and that police can use it effectively.
True. And, one of my very good friends and big supporters, Ryan Muir, the excellent Marion County prosecutor.
For sure. Who's going to get reelected?
Can't wait to get him reelected. But Ryan Mears, I know, it was telling Kevin and I both some of the shortcomings of Indiana's red flag law. Hopefully this federal legislation will tighten that up.
It incentivizes states to make good red flag laws, which I'm happy about.
What does that mean? Incentivizes them.
There's some kind of grant money, John,
put in place so that you
put
can
in place.
implement it,
Mm-hmm.
right? To encourage, because I think only 19 states have red flag laws, believe it or not, which are, do you know what that is, Jill?
Probably clarify a little bit.
Yeah, it's so let's say I'm a danger to myself, and I'm having like an episode, mental episode where I'm unsafe to myself or making threatening gestures to other people, posting stuff on social media. Red flags, basically, which allows the Hammond Police Department or any police agency in Indiana through the Lake County prosecutor to seize my weapons while I'm going through this episode and be determined whether or not I should be allowed to have them back.
Through a court proceeding. They just don't get to grab them.
Right.
You have to have
Due
a court
process.
proceeding, right? There's due process
Hold
involved.
it. Do you get to grab them first and then go through the due process?
Yeah, exactly.
Grab them first. Mm-hmm. So that's the emergency. It's an emergency.
And then the hearing is, should they continue to be able to keep your weapons while you're in this
We had a situation like that where after about a year or a year and a half of and counseling for the person whose weapons were taken, and then the Hammond Police Department had like a settlement, like a legal settlement with the person and gave him his weapons back. Yep. And then he was arrested for something else shortly thereafter.
Yeah, so I just think it's important.
Let's move on.
I just think it's important to make the red flag laws clear for prosecutors and for police, and actually for the people who are being affected by it, because the clear statutes and clear proceedings are much better than things that are murky. I think everybody would agree on that.
We have a number of mass shootings in Indiana, unfortunately, regularly. Because what's a mass shooting is more than three people.
More than three deaths, I guess. But I mean, Gary had.
Yeah,
I mean,
the nightclub shooting just a couple weeks ago.
I'm involved in that litigation already. We represent one of the folks that passed away.
And then you have
a mother of two children.
Okay, and then just the other day it was a nightclub in Gary just recently too, another one. And then you have obviously, unfortunately, in Indianapolis, they're seeing a lot of violence with gun violence right now, also unfortunately. And then, we had the FedEx shooting that happened in Marion County a few years back.
Chicago, I mean, it doesn't. It probably once
actually
a month,
it didn't happen in Marion County. It happened in Hendricks County.
Outside of.
It's Hendricks County is where it occurred. It was in.
I think it was Marion County.
I think it's Shelbyville for some reason. I want to say, but Noblesville school had a
scary
shooter
situation
whose gun jammed using an AK-15, and the person was the gun jammed, and the teacher,
hero teacher,
tackled him and prevented a mass casualty incident in Indiana. Wow. If the gun doesn't jam and the guy doesn't know how to use the AK, he was inside the school.
So one of the other things this bill does.
So Indiana is not exempt.
No, it's not at all. And one of the other things that was interesting, I thought, obviously it's 80 pages long. I didn't read the whole thing, but it does try to increase the ability to put juvenile records into the database, which is important, I think, because if you have these days, I mean, you don't go very far and you hear a 15-year-old had a gun, a 16-year-old had a gun, but those records may not be in the database. So when an 18-year-old goes and tries to buy a weapon, juvenile records aren't there. There's nothing to say like maybe that person shouldn't have the gun. So those are going to also be put in. And also, I thought another interesting part of the legislation was it closes the boyfriend loophole, which is one of a couple loopholes. There's a gun show loophole that still exists. Boyfriend loophole, which is that if those convicted of abusing intimate partners in dating relationships, and if they have no further convictions or penalties, they may be allowed to buy again. But this is closing that loophole, and so now you can't. Domestic abuse, they'll be happy that that's being closed.
Yeah, make it a little bit safer.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Like, so Todd Young thinks I'm going to make this. I'm going to vote for this. Do you think he called Trump? Do you think he called someone from the NRA and just let them know, like, hey, guys?
No way.
No?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think, John and I were talking about this, Tom. I think we were saying, like, that Tom McDermott, who is not even elected senator yet, is doing more for Hoosiers and to protect them from gun violence than Todd Young's done in 12 years. Because I personally think that Todd Young knows he's in a re-election. And I think he knows that you're coming hard and I think that affected his vote.
I'm still going to talk
I
about.
do.
I'm
I
still
really
going to talk
do.
about his money, and he's going to say I voted for the gun legislation.
Of course
I'm going to
he
say
is.
you were forced to. A, B, it doesn't go far enough. Let's be honest with you. Like you could still buy an automatic weapon when you're 18 years old, a military style assault weapon. Sorry, Kevin. When you're 18 years old, right? And we have. I think the debate needs to be had as long as we keep having these mass casualty events with military style assault weapons. I think we have to have the debate. Is it really necessary? Nobody hunts for deer with an AK-15. You know, nobody protects their home with an AK-15 either. You protect your home with shotguns. Let's be honest.
I mean, here's the thing:
handguns.
AK-47s, AR-15s, they're all military-style assault weapons that you don't need on the street and you don't need for hunting.
Agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Obviously, I don't know much about guns.
He's gonna make
AK-15.
we all know what
You're just combining them both.
AK,
just for
yeah. I don't know any. I don't own automatic weapons. I have handguns.
At the end of the day, I
they're
mean,
semi-auto.
when
too.
you
no,
have
they're not. That's a felony. Well, semi-auto means you can pull the trigger, right?
right, there's
You
some-
pull the
cop-
trigger, each bullet. One,
I went
one
with-
trigger, one bullet.
The Hammond Police Department showed me a video of somebody that took a Glock 9mm, like the one I have,
These are scary.
and they insert a clip into the back of it. It's a felony to do this, by the way. I want to start off.
Yeah.
And by inserting this clip that somebody gets through the internet into the back of your Glock,
$8.
it's a real easy little thing, and then you get one of those extended magazines, which is also illegal. You could turn any 9mm Glock into an automatic, like a machine gun. You pull the trigger once, it'll shoot everything within like a couple seconds. It's crazy. And they say the people that do this, like I was watching a Hammond police officer that knows how to shoot, and he was holding his head steady, and he was putting all the bullets right where he wanted to. But most people, when they pull it,
Just goes
it
right
goes
up
back,
right.
and they start just spraying directly up because
Sounds
their
safe.
arms going back. Yeah, you're shooting a whole clip like going up.
in
you
like
know?
literally under 5 seconds.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll take credit for Todd Young voting for this.
I
and-
think you deserve to take credit for that because I think he knows he's in a re-election, and I think he knows that I better vote for this because this is going to help me in suburban Indianapolis maybe or some other place, and he's going to be able to say like I voted for it, I did something. See, I know I didn't do anything for 12 years, and I didn't do anything after Sandy Hook, and I haven't done anything to really help gun violence on the streets, but now look, I
Right.
voted for this.
finally.
This
And only
modest proposal.
thousands of Hoosiers have died by gun violence, and we finally did something, which is great. And I'm not trying to besmirch this. He moved forward on this issue.
did
I
what he
appreciate
should
it.
do on
I
his bill,
appreciate that.
for sure.
I do. I mean, I'm not being a smart ass by saying it. I think that was big of him. I know he's going to take some flack in his party. And for those Republicans that are pissed off at him, I would urge you to vote for Tom McDermott for U.S. Senate. And if you don't vote for Tom McDermott, I'm going to throw some props over to my libertarian friend, James Scaniak. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. You can look it up. He's a libertarian U.S. Senate candidate from Indiana, but he is an ardent Second Amendment supporter. He talked in all circumstances. He emphasizes that shall not be infringed, and he was very critical of Todd Young's vote yesterday. So
You know who else is critical of Todd Young's vote? Rob Kendall, whose show you were on, conservative talk show radio host in Indianapolis.
really,
Here's a tweet he said. Just a reminder, if you finally caught on that Senator Todd Young is a spineless weasel who has never had an original thought in his life, this is a great time to give Senator for Senate a follow and probably consider telling everyone you know to vote for him or Tom McDermott this November.
I agree with that tweet.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not trying to Sceniac, that's his name, James. He's a nice guy. I'm not trying to get him more votes, but if you're a Republican that could never vote for a Democrat and you're pissed off at Todd Young, I would vote for James because at least he represents how you feel on the Second Amendment issue.
That's
and I
a
urge all
conservative
Todd
radio
Young
host. I mean,
I know.
he's very
I know.
on the conservative side.
Also, all of you that Republicans that are pissed off at Todd Young and you don't want to vote for a Democrat, I would vote for James, and I think you'll be happy with his opinion on the Second Amendment. He's a very hardcore supporter of the Second Amendment, and I don't think James would have supported this yesterday, being honest with you. But I personally appreciate Todd Young doing what he did yesterday, which means he fucked up big time because his whole party's mad at him, but Democrats are happy.
It can't be a good day for him. Yeah.
No,
Everybody's pissed,
he's
yeah.
got some explaining
I think
to
he
do
gave
with his
into
party.
he gave into pressure, and he did what he should do, which is vote for this bill.
But quite frankly, we should be taking it even further, in my opinion.
Of course.
Because gun violence is out of control and it's getting worse. And I hope that this stems the tide. I hope that's the case.
Here's a number that's fun this year. Not very fun at all. I'm being sarcastic. 20,800 people have died by gun violence so far this year
That is unbelievable.
in America. Boy, I'm sure that's similar to the rest of the world, right? Think about that.
Right? I mean, the only one that exceeds us probably right now is Ukraine. So
Yeah.
and they're fighting
There you
a
go.
war, right?
All right. Well,
That's
there's
a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's one other. I know we're getting close to time here, but I want to talk about this New York gun law that was struck down because I know people are interested in
Our
it.
activist U.S. Supreme Court.
There they are.
Change in America.
Clarence Thomas wrote the opinion.
I hate that guy.
6
I mean,
to
that
3.
justice, honestly.
Oh,
Clarence Thomas
Tom.
is the worst, dude.
Tom.
He should be impeached, honestly, and removed.
What?
He's got so many dude, I see what my wife has to go through as a judge, and then I see what he's going through. Like, why is it when you're a U.S. Supreme Court justice, a whole set of rules apply to you as opposed to if you're a circuit court judge? And by the way, don't get mad at Marissa over this. This is Tom McDermott talking, not Judge Marissa, okay? I don't want her getting in trouble for my opinion.
Or me.
Well, I don't mind Kevin. I mean, whatever. See, Kevin could. I don't sleep with Kevin.
No, not usually.
Oh boy.
No, sometimes. Yeah. I sleep with Marissa. I don't
Yes.
sleep with Kevin.
Or Scoopy.
and
And
Curtis.
Scoopy, maybe.
We don't sleep. And Scoopy and I don't sleep. We just lay together.
Melts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of melting going on.
Hello.
God. Gets really sticky with
yeah.
But so this is an interesting case,
Spooning.
really. And Justice Thomas delivered the opinion in the court. Yeah, it's a bit of an expansion. I think it's the first time the Supreme Court's ever said that you have a constitutional right to carry outside of the home, which I think is a big deal. Justice Thomas, that didn't seem like a big deal. And what it had to do with, and it I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here because you can with Supreme Court decisions, and that's going to bore everybody off their tails. But I do want to say this because it's important, and that is that at the end of the day, what the Supreme Court did was strike down a New York law that says that you cannot carry a firearm outside your home unless you have a permit, which is a have and carry permit, if you can prove a proper cause exists for that.
So
That's
like
the
I'm a
key.
cop. I'm a cop.
So it goes back to see what you were saying, Mayor, that states can pass laws that affect the Second Amendment.
Right.
Then the question becomes, are those laws constitutional?
That's right.
This case, in this narrow case regarding the New York law, the Supreme Court said, look, you have to look at laws that restrict carry in a certain way. And the way that Justice Thomas and the majority said was you have to look at it in the historical perspective of the Second Amendment. Now, what's going to come out of this is New York's still going to keep that law in effect. They have the opportunity to do that. And they're going to probably pass new legislation to try to make sense of the opinion so that, and I heard this on the New York Times channel yesterday, they're probably going to pass a law that will make sure that you can't bring a gun into Yankee Stadium, you can't bring a gun on the subway, and you can't bring a gun in a Broadway show.
Right.
And we'll see if that passes muster.
Right.
It's all in this narrow context. So
Right.
you can still pass laws, and I think that's important.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I had a client when I was an attorney. Excuse me, sorry, my phone was ringing. I had a client that had a lifetime permit to carry in Indiana, drove in Illinois, got pulled over, had a gun in the car, had a felony charge filed from Illinois. Does this case impact that law in Illinois?
So it all depends on whether or not. It all depends what the Illinois law says. Like if it says you cannot. I mean, it all is going to come down to whether or not the law, in the historical perspective of the Second Amendment, passes constitutional muster. So what may come out of this decision is a lot of laws. Maybe Illinois' law will be challenged now, and we'll have to see in the new context that the Supreme Court set forth. That they say the Heller decision from 2008 is what the Heller decision really said. Is will those laws now pass muster? Because as President Biden commented yesterday, the no permit or no carry permit laws in 40 states, or maybe it was 19, I forget, 20 or 40, still are in existence, and they haven't been challenged. So we're going to see what happens now.
I think that's a BS situation, though. My client got a felony charge in Illinois, and it was a kid.
Well,
basically.
laws are different, and a lot of times they say to gun owners, make sure you look where you're traveling.
No, when I got my gun, they were telling me the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Illinois, right across the border. And by the way, like I go to Illinois a lot, so and my kid goes to school in Illinois, so I go to Illinois a lot.
It's the question that's going to be is whether places are sensitive places. Like even the Supreme Court said, you can have a sensitive place law that says you can't carry guns in a school or in a in a government building, let's say, and then we'll see will that pass muster. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Kevin, are you saying that pretty much it's open carry now in New York?
No, the law still is the law that
You
they
have to have
just got
permit.
struck down. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have a permit, and you have to show a purpose or I forget what it said.
Reasonable cause. Or
There you
something.
go, reasonable cause. I think it's something else. It's a proper cause exists, right, for having that.
So, but as like an attorney, so I'm in New York, I've got the permit, I'm carrying, and I say because I'm in fear for my life walking around, is that a
No, to get the permit, you have to show
Gotcha.
the proper cause exists. You have it's like part of the permitting process, which now was struck down, and they're going to have. It's still in effect though. You can't just go ahead and carry now in New York, but they're going to have to rewrite it. So,
Yep.
interesting. I mean, really interesting kind of like juxtaposition between the Senate voting this bill in at the same time that the Supreme Court was
Good point.
striking
Senate's
down this
tightening.
New York law. Yeah,
The U.S.
So-
Supreme Court's loosening. U.S. Supreme Court saying, Second Amendment really matters, obviously, and at the same time, they're telling women who have, a common law, 14th Amendment right to make their own medical decisions. Sorry, ladies, you can't make this decision for yourself. And it's pretty
2022
interesting.
in America.
It's pretty interesting. Quite frankly, U.S. Supreme Court is ideological, and as it's ever been right now. It's akin to basically a party switch on a city council, and all of a sudden a new council takes over. It's not supposed to be this way.
It's not.
The U.S. Supreme Court's supposed to respect precedent, and they don't respect any precedent at all now. Quite frankly, I've lost all respect for the U.S. Supreme Court. I just have. It's just a very active political body now, and that's the way I look at it.
And I think it loses respect of the country when it becomes more political. And I think that's what Chief Justice Roberts is afraid of. He's afraid of
Chief Justice Roberts lost the court.
He's afraid of the Supreme Court losing respect and it being an institution because
It's going to be looked at
they're
like
political.
Congress. In 10 years, people will look at it'll have the same approval rating that Congress has, which is like 20%.
What president appointed them? That's the way
Right.
they're going to vote.
That's exactly it. There's no original thought. It's sort of like the U.S. Senate. Hey, I'm on the blue team. This is the way I vote. I'm on the red team. This is the way I vote.
Well, I think
we
that-
don't discuss and debate. We just vote with our team, right?
And that's why, like, you hear about Justice Souter. He was a Bush appointee, if I'm not mistaken, or Reagan appointee, and they always said, like, yeah, he surprised everybody. He became part of the moderate and liberal, and I think that's important. I mean, you have to have justices, and hopefully have justices that look at the law and respect the law. And I think they respect the law. It's just it's become so political in their decision making. So, all right, wrap it up. Off to the Dead Show. Enough of this.
We got a 9 o'clock appointment, and I'm wearing a tie-dye T-shirt.
9:30. You've got a little time.
All right. So anyway, thanks. Great to see you, Kevin Chandler. Sorry I was snappy yesterday at the commercial.
Oh no, that was fun. It was funny. We were laughing about that.
All right, Jill, great to see you. Thanks for filling in again on Fridays.
Sure.
Love to have you. And Jay Vez, who stayed on the air, which is a successful day in my opinion. So, and ladies and gentlemen,
Enjoy your weekend.
You were listening to the Lock Pod, the Beacon of Truth. Now you know why we're the #1 rated talk show in
Belgium, Germany, UK,
Ghana. We're pretty high in Ghana
We're getting
also.
there.
We are the Beacon of Truth. That's why people listen to us. I will talk to you later. See you guys on Tuesday. Lock Pod is out.